thank you for the opportunity to join you together on this journey over the last few weeks. Actually, I discovered this course just after the day of the deadline, but I'm so grateful to Malaji and the Rashtram team for giving me the opportunity to join when it started. And it has been a one-of-a-kind learning journey. I'm actually, myself and my wife, we are actually originally from the island of Mauritius, but our ancestors are from India originally. We live in the UK, but it's been really great to also be able to join and participate in this course virtually. I think it wouldn't have been possible if this hadn't been organized virtually. Of course, it would have been nice to be together in person, but it has been great to be able to learn together with a very vibrant community, and also with what you have shared with us, Malaji, over the last few weeks. As Swati mentioned, I think what you have taught us will hopefully live with us for many years, but also hopefully for many generations in the future as well. So I'm most grateful, and it has been a great community to learn together with everyone also. And I hope it's only the beginning of our journey, and that there's a lot more for us together. Dhanyavad.
Deshpande. First of all, Sushmaji, thank you a lot for participating today and giving us the whole insight about your journey and then relating it to your profession with the Swabhava and Swadharma, which we had been learning. So thanks a lot for that. And Malaji, I don't know how to thank you because I personally never felt that I will get such a insight and a correlation of Ayurveda with physical psychology or human psychology. I mean, जैसे स्वाति जी ने बोला, I mean, सपने भी नहीं सोचा था कि we will able to listen to all those things. Because one of my past colleagues and my boss that time, Nirmala Samant, she introduced me to this course and I said yes to her, but I was wondering exactly what I'm going to do in that course. But then I realized that whatever I am trying to do in my personal life, a small bits and pieces, that itself is a great psychological aspect, and then it relates to our roots and everything. So all the discussions which we had, the swabhav or three guna, three doshas, how that relates to our characteristics, and it gives a perspective to look at every person as an unique individuals and identify them through all those trigunas and three doshas based on your own introspection. So that gives a different flavor altogether for us like professionals to look at our own team differently. And even as Sushmaji told today, I mean, to get those awakened souls, I think, I mean, I discussed Malaji previously also. I certainly feel that people or the kids in that 13 to 16 years of age, when they're getting adolescence age, that is a very fine or very good ground to cultivate those souls into that awakened entities. I mean, we are passively learning now, but if we start inculcating those all those things into them at that age, because of course my son is also in the same age, so that's why it got related to me very fast. But I mean, I think that will really help. And as Pritamji said, this will continue to stay for long and generations to come. And one last thing, I mean, I come from a Ayurveda family. I mean, my grandfather was Ayurveda Acharya in Pune, and he used to do a lot of research in terms of how Ayurveda helps in terms of the growth of plants and everything. So he did a lot of research onto the shame plant. In Marathi we called as Lajaduचं झाड. So he used to listen, give them the music therapy, used to give them a specific Ayurveda treatment and see how the growth is happening. So he had divided. So I mean, my father used to tell me all the time that investigate more in Ayurveda. I mean, you will get to know a lot of surprising things into it. But I never listened to him, of course. But when I started going through this course, I really thought that how rich our culture once again is through Ayurveda and relating to the human psychology and how the Westerns are looking at it. So certainly thanks a lot. I know we are just getting introduced to this. We have to continue learning and get a more deep insights. Then we will be able to really do something. I'm not really sure whether we will go to the Niruddha state, but at least we will try to become some sattvic, partially sattvic souls at least. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Speaking about my experience of the last 6 sessions that we had, including today's session, the introductory course on Swabhava and Swadharma begins with an exploration of Swa, which is the self of oneself or something related to the self. Um, First of all, we have to show up in this course as individuals. Then we can receive the benefits out of this course. If we are just attending it without the self or muting the self up away, I doubt that this will really seep in and that we can make something wonderful happen after this course. So I really pray that every one of us has been able to show up in that sense and benefit from what we have received from Dr. Malaji and the entire team at Rashtram. First and foremost, I feel this was a very daring attempt to create an introduction to such an oceanic pool of wisdom, which is the Indic knowledge systems. It can easily overwhelm and scare any learner away. But I think that's something that you've done very well. I became more surer of myself. And that happened because I could understand myself. And what helped in that process was the course structure in itself. It wasn't too heavy, even though I was voting for please let's have longer sessions. But I understand that we can only take this much in a day, and it has to be organized well. The group brainstorming sessions were amazing, where we were distributed into parts. The Ayurvedic view of Pancha Mahabhutas, Triguna, Tridosha, the Navrasas, the corresponding Sthai Bhavas, and my vocabulary of key concepts has definitely expanded. And I, for one, feel calmer, more collective than I was before the course began. And yes, I would like to thank all of you who were part of creating and envisioning this wonderful program and sharing it with us. This includes Rishihood University, Rashtram, Dr. Mala, Meghaji, Shivji, and all the participants who created this ambience of learning. And so thank you very, very much for this. Indebted.
Namaste Malaji, Namaste Sushmaji. I'm very, very grateful that I just stumbled upon this course, and I have spoken to Malaji. I mean, we had these group chats, so I was very passionate about talking about quarter life crisis and what me and my peers are going through, and just everything that has been delivered in today's session by Sushmaji as well as Malaji throughout the 6 sessions that we've had. I've realized that this is not invalid, and there is a way for the questions in me, and there are very valid answers, and there's a place for what I want to do and really thrive at being, just what I want to be. I want to be a leader. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be sustainable. And this just came as a blessing because all of those things were cemented now. And I really hope that I take everything within me, and I know that this is not going to be a linear journey. I know that it's going to take time, but I'm very, very grateful that I could be a part of this and just spark the introspection a little more in the right direction. And thank you. Just thank you. I'm grateful to everybody who is on the Zoom call and has been. So thank you very much.